She dashes through the wind. Her stamina is off the charts. Carl Lewis eats her heart out. High trees, dark caves, he can handle it all. This old man, 60-something, even catches snakes. Okinawa, Islands of Longevity, is filled with healthy folk. Find out how this old man and woman stay healthy. The south end of Japan, Okinawa consists of 130 islands. The average lifespan here is the highest in the world.
すみません。すみません。
ずっとこの通り行ってですね。
はい。パワーがあります。年寄りですけども、80パワーがありますね。西の道から行った方がいいですね。
The old woman's house is at one end of the village. We entered the house, which resounded with music, to find 3 elderly women playing traditional Japanese music. Now, these women dance, but who is the super grandmother? Is it her? She's clapping and has tons of energy. Which one is she?
本当に朗らかで、だから団体でも朗らかで、歌も何でも朗らかでやったらね。
She has run 100 meters in 19.4 seconds. Her record for the long jump was 2 meters 96 centimeters. She holds the world record for people over 80. She has received more than 50 awards in various competitions since the age of 60. Look at all those awards. The room isn't big enough. Typical of any athletic world record holder, this woman likes to exercise. Sneakers are a necessity for her. She runs out of the house to run around the village. She feels better after her spin, which was done, of course, at high speeds. Saying hello is a bonus. A few years ago, she climbed to the top of Mount Fuji.
雪はどんなですか？
私、生きてくるかもしれない。一人で7人の子供を育てるにね、本当に苦労という苦労、難儀という難儀をしたけども、今まで命あるのはね、私不思議に思ってるんです。ファイトー！
準備できましたか？
できました。
They compete to witness the old woman's record-breaking skill. First, they do the long jump. An elementary school student runs and jumps. It doesn't seem that far. The result?
1m70.
It is the old woman's turn. She's confident. She jumps. You should fall forward when you land. It appears she has jumped further than the student. Who won?
70過ぎた。2m75.
The old woman wins, but she feels bad about winning. Now for the 50-meter sprint. She's good at long distances, but starts slow. She ends up coming in last. The children are exhausted, but the old woman is barely fazed by it all.
大丈夫ですか？
はい、何もしてないよ。
They do another sprint. Are they tired or are they playing nice? This time the old woman comes in first. The secret to her health is in this storage. It contains bean paste and soy sauce. She makes these herself.
これ、今。
She eats homemade bean paste and soy sauce and never touches instant foods. There's something else she always takes in every night. It's medicinal wine. Garlic, ginger, medicinal herbs. There are more than 10 types. Her second secret is daily exercise. She runs everywhere. She works to stay healthy. Her third secret is singing and dancing. She plays the sanshin with her neighbors every day and dances to traditional folk songs. This lets her relieve any and all stress.
今高齢化の時代で年取った病院行ったりしますでしょ。その反面俺のばあちゃんは
うちのおばあちゃんは幅跳びが世界一です。
She is a symbol of health and the pride of Okinawa. Ironically, there's nothing out of the ordinary about her secrets.
私のように希望をいっぱい持って頑張ったら健康はそんなになって頑張ると思っていますよ。頑張ってください。
We now go in search of a super grandfather in Okinawa. His house is in the northern region. After all, if there's a super grandmother, there's gotta be a super grandfather. He is 60-year-old Shimabukuro. He appears on TV and is invited as an expert to any programs having to do with snakes. He's famous in Japan as Mr. Power, the man who catches snakes. He catches poisonous snakes and now knows a bit about treating wounds. Let's follow him and see what he's got. He checks the equipment first. All he needs is a lantern and a hook.
ああ、ライト
なんだお前は。
どう
お前もちゃんとやれ。ちゃんとチャック開けて足。
They head off to find snakes. The average temperature is 60 degrees. The environment is different from that of other islands. A thick forest soon appears. It was an area of refuge during the Pacific War. This is a dog's skeleton. Traces of the past linger in this way.
多分そうだろ
They continue on about 10 minutes. He discovers something. It is a poisonous snake, and it's pretty big. He slowly approaches and grabs it with his hook. It is slow since it's wintertime, but the snake opens its mouth ferociously. The teeth look menacing. No one's quite sure what will happen if you get bitten. It's not an easy fight. The old man is sweating, but he removes the poison skillfully.
人間で死ぬわけ。この一匹で人間10名を殺すよ。
He puts it in a wooden box. The subtropical area is cool in the winter and snakes don't come out much. People have to search for them. Snakes abound in humid and warm caves. There's one in this cave. It wakes from its sleep and tries to get away, but gets caught by the old man's hook. He has hunted snakes for 40 years and has caught plenty, but never with reckless intent nor to sell them for money.
食べる時家族は食べないけどパワーがつくから家族みんなのパワーつけるとダメ。
Snake oil is used as a folk remedy for skin diseases.
沖縄のとこれはよく使うんですよ。切り傷とかなんかねアトピーなんか赤ちゃんなんかよく足もげてるでしょ。
He prepares bean paste soup with snake. He doesn't add anything except the bean paste. The man has hunted snakes for a long time. Environmentalists have criticized him, but an overpopulation of snakes is threatening. He says a certain number has to be caught.
真冬でも366日雨が降ろうが火事が降ろうこうがこの気候があったらすぐ山に行く自分一人。
Okinawa, a green island. People enjoy their work and live long lives here. This is home to Super Grandmother and Mr. Power. Iceland is a country of ice, volcanoes, and glaciers. The land is barren, but things are changing. People create beauty with the environment surrounding them. For example, ordinary fish transform into fancy clothes. Let's take a look at the fish fashions of Iceland. Iceland is the world's greatest volcanic island. It consists of glaciers and ice as far as the eye can see. Less than 1% of the territory is cultivated land. Follow along the coast and you will reach Jokulsalon. The Jokulsalon Glacier Lagoon is here. It's a phenomenon you don't want to miss. To see the glacier, you have to take this amphibious boat. The glaciers have melted and now float on the water. They might look like small icebergs, but if you saw the movie Titanic, you understand that 90% of the iceberg is underwater. The ice from an iceberg looks very transparent.
Such a crystal clear piece of... The lagoon was frozen this year in March, but actually it was not cold enough, so we kind of made it freeze over.
We have to try it. How exactly does ice frozen for 2,000 years taste?
Really fantastic. It's a very wonderful place, and the space here is very immense and wide, and it's really, really amazing.
Most of the territory is covered in glaciers and ice, but the sea is massive. We followed Alfred of Grimsley out to sea. 90% of this island's population is made up of fishermen. Going out to work alone? It doesn't look easy, but everyone goes fishing by him or herself in Iceland. High-tech equipment has made these solo expeditions possible. The development of precision technology has made fishing much more efficient. When you lower the line, the equipment detects the size and depth of a fish and catches it. How neat! As soon as he begins fishing, he catches a codfish 24 to 28 inches long. Codfish amount to 3/4 of the catch in Iceland. He catches another codfish that weighs more than 10 pounds. The Vikings settled here long ago for the abundance of fish. He continues to catch them, and the fish tank is more than half full. All this fish in 30 minutes, a pretty amazing volume indeed. But this isn't even half of what he normally catches.
3, 4, something catch.
3, 4 times.
Yes, yes,
Then this.
yes. 1,000 kilo.
1,000
Yeah,
kilos.
more than 2,000 sometimes.
These fish are sent to the processing plant. After they are processed, they are exported to Spain and Portugal. Because they are purchased and exported in bulk, the fishermen rake in a stable income. That is why most students come back after their studies. Fishing is a popular occupation in Iceland. Fishermen are happy folks here.
Okay, I come here
in the summer to work for 3 months. And then I go back to Reykjavik to study.
But surely these people do more than just eat their fish. In fact, they wear them too. Fish skin transforms into leather, but no one seems to be wearing it. Or aren't they? Is that leopard skin? No, it's fish skin. Catfish leather to be exact. They're peeling the wet skin in one corner. A variety of fish skin, including catfish skin, transforms into leather here.
It's very exciting too, because it's new. It's Icelandic and it's new.
Christine is making a lantern shade with fish leather. Light reflects off the spots in a unique way. First, she fixes well-washed catfish skin on a frame. Then she dries it by hanging it up high. When the skin begins to dry, she treats it with chemicals. Then she lets it dry for 2 weeks, and the final product is a lantern. Isn't it amazing that flabby skin can transform into such a nice lantern? All sorts of accessories can be made with fish skin.
It's Icelandic and it's new. And this material, we throw this away.
At times, she buys processed fish skin to make more goods. The varieties are almost endless.
Salmon skin.
This is salmon skin. Sometimes she dyes it. What's she going to do with the skin? Why, she's going to make clothes, of course. First, she sews the pieces together. She cuts and sews to make pants, vests, belts, bags, and other products. This colorful diary and an elegant evening dress for an American supermodel were all made with fish leather.
Just with the wet cloth, you just clean it with it and let it dry. And when this dress will be old, it looks always better.
Fish markets are everywhere. The locals are able to create the many products they do thanks to Iceland's abundance and diversity of fish. Another reason is the efforts of the people. This plant was the first to make leather out of fish skin. It is the only such plant in the world. Fish leather products presented in Paris and Italy were all made here.
Our biggest customers today are Christian Dior, John Galliano, and Prada in Italy. Also, we have had contacts to Gucci, Giorgio Armani, and other high fashion names.
Everything in this storage is fish leather. The first thing they do is buy fish skin. It costs 1/3 of the price of snake skin. The first process consists of soaking the skin in water to make it soft and treating it with chemicals to eliminate odor. It is important to dry it while preserving the texture and shape. They dye the dried skin and repeat the drying process. The skin transforms. It's hard to believe this is fish skin. Then they press it. After it is pressed, it becomes a smooth and soft leather. Then they dye the material according to texture. They can get a variety of colors. It's better than alligator leather. Only fish skin can be dyed so colorfully. 4 or 5 types of fish skin can be made into leather, but these can be made into about 48 types of leather. It's like cloning. How diverse. This is cool enough to start a worldwide fashion trend. There's a reason fish skin is popular.
This is totally different from, example, the snake skins and the reptile skins, where the animals are killed only for the skins. But fish skins are they are byproducts from the fish houses. So we are not killing any animals.
Fish skin is the only type of leather that animal rights protectors accept. You can have a clear conscience wearing fish skin. So we went in search of Iceland's top designer. Egert is famous for his fur fashions. He insists on natural things and presents fur goods. He has found something new, something representative of Iceland.
Here we have all of my coats. Everything is natural.
His answer was fish leather. When he presented clothes made with fish leather, the European fashion circle was amazed. They soon became requisite items for design leaders. Fish leather has since become even more famous, and new possibilities are being challenged in Europe. This is a salmon skin jacket. Is that really salmon? It doesn't just taste good, it looks good too. Trout skin and fox fur. This cute pink jacket is a popular item. These clothes make the most of natural beauty, which can't be imitated. They're pretty and beg to be tried on. But how much does this sort of item go for?
Could you tell me the price?
It's about $10,000. I think this one is about $8,900.
$12,000 for skin that was once thrown away?
Everything has a different character, and something is good for a long coat, another thing is for a jacket, one is good for a lady with a blonde hair, and this is just how it is.
In the past, fish skin was a part of the fish that was discarded. Such efforts to transform worthless things into valuable goods will surely last, as will the glaciers. Myanmar is a Buddhist country. People here row with their legs and even sell islands. The people of Myanmar love nature and value life. They have warm smiles that resemble Buddha's. Let's take a look into their world. This country is better known as Burma. Myanmar borders Thailand and China. The capital, Yangon, literally means end of strife. Buddhism prospered in Myanmar, and today there are more than 1 million temples. The Bokyoke Aung San Park, which is ever reminiscent of the terror of 1983, is also the capital. However, the most representative landmark is the Shwedagon Pagoda. There are 5,448 diamonds, including the 73-carat diamond on top and the 2,317 rubies, sapphires, and emeralds. People continue to offer gold for the temple. Covered in gold, you can see the pagoda shine from an airplane. There is something else of interest in Yangon. These folks are already here. These rubber-like things are snakes. These snakes were caught in the mountain and bred as pets. They are popular because they are not poisonous. They don't move a lot, so you can keep them in your pocket. Where did you find them? Well then, we have to go and see. We head for Shueinta. It is a floating village at Inle Lake. Inle Lake is a can't-miss spot for foreign tourists. Shueinta village, located at the largest and most beautiful lake in Myanmar, is famous for its unique livelihoods. The most conspicuous sight? People rowing with their legs. How amazing! 70,000 people live in Shueinta village at the lake. Their houses look like they're on land, but they're actually on water. That is why they need boats. To borrow something from your next-door neighbor, you have to row over. People here learn how to row before anything else. Rich families have boats for each member of the family, but that doesn't seem all that special. What is it that makes this village so extraordinary? We went to see the chief. They don't seem to care that foreigners have come. What are they so absorbed in? Are they playing a game? It seems like an important tournament with everyone so serious. This is a traditional game that involves getting chess pieces in the holes. It's interesting, but is that why the village is famous? Outside? It can't be this bathing woman. Shall we look around? In one area, people are building a house. But how do you build a house on water? First, they raise bamboo columns for the foundation. Then they weave the bamboo through and cover the structure with a bamboo roof. The people who live in these homes are mostly fishermen. We followed a man who went out fishing. He rows with his leg, which is typical of the residents here. The lake is shallow and there are a lot of plants, so they row with their legs for more power. He also casts a net with his toes. A cone-shaped net is necessary to fish here. He traps the fish and shakes the plants with a long stick. This is the traditional way of fishing here. This method was created after people long ago realized they couldn't catch fish through the plants with ordinary nets. It doesn't bring in a big catch, but it's an effective solution. How much did he catch today? He's going to earn at least a day's wage. It's hard to catch fish like that. Isn't there another way?
Okay.
Farming at a floating market? All you can see is water, and you can't very well farm on water, or can you? We follow the people to a small island in the middle of the lake. You get land from here? The people begin to cut. They need a long and sharp saw to cut land off the island. They begin to saw away. Next, they dig the saw in deep and cut in a line. Then they insert bamboo poles and press. A strong man gets between the bamboo poles and spreads them apart. It takes 5 to 6 hours to saw and spread the bamboo poles apart. Will that really cut the island off? The men don't give up. They continue to insert bamboo poles, using all their strength to spread the pieces apart. They sweat. It takes a massive amount of strength to do this. You have to use your entire body, and it is important to control your strength. One mistake and you could bounce off from the resilience. Caution is required. He gets up and tries again slowly. It takes about 7 to 8 men and plenty of bamboo.
We looked
and beheld a land that was split, as if in an earthquake. The next step is to expand the crack. By inserting a pole, they can split it all the way to the floor. They are able to cut the land because it is an island above the plants. It was created by plants that had floated around for a long period of time. It is only a little more than 6 feet thick. Once the land splits apart, it is cut into desired sizes. All this work is done on water, so one person sits on the boat and another sits on a bamboo support to keep from falling in the water. The standard size is 60 by 5 feet with a thickness of 4 feet, so they have to cut it to this size. One lot like this costs about $40. The island is cut off. They push off with a long pole and the land moves. The final step is transporting it. Once they move this land to the desired location, they can farm. Such islands are called floating farms. People farmed on them because there was no land. People with floating farms sell parts of them to others needing to farm. Fields made with floating islands. Because the people here farm on water, this is literally aquaculture. They have to fix them so they don't float away. And they can only farm in 2 rows. A floating field. How interesting. The people at Inle Lake ride boats to pull weeds and pick fruits. A floating farm is an accumulation of plants and other matter. It is a massive nutrition that makes pollution-free farming possible. With the tomatoes in particular, the yield is better, and they harvest about 20 to 30% more than on land. They are a great source of income for the people here. The tomatoes farmed here are distributed around the nation. Inle Lake is becoming a famous production site. Recently, in an effort to protect floating farms, restrictions have been made regarding their sales. Now, artificial floating farms with soil and plants are being made. Fishermen who row with their legs and catch fish with cone-shaped nets. A place where islands are divided and cut into farms. The people of Myanmar understand and coexist with nature. Their smiles shine, as does their lake. People of all ages everywhere are into it. Passionate dancing and music. These are an integral part of life in Cuba. Here, music and dance incite beauty, power, sadness, and excitement. Let's meet the passionate people of Cuba. The most beautiful land discovered by man. Cuba lies in the Caribbean. Located between North and South America, Cuba is the home of the revolutionary Che Guevara. Due to a revolution led by Che Guevara and Fidel Castro, it is a socialist state, but a unique freedom liberates the streets. The Caribbean is famous for its vacation spots. This is Varadero Beach, with its beautiful white sand. It is Cuba's greatest resort. Varadero is famous for its cobalt ocean and fine sands. It is popular among foreigners, boasting plenty of beautiful nature and diverse leisure sports. We headed to the capital, Havana. On Malecon Street, you can hear music everywhere and see people dancing. You can also find people smoking cigars. The mambo, rumba, salsa, cha-cha-cha, and more. Even a street dancer is equipped with all the right moves. Children learn to dance on the street. Where there are people, there is dancing. Some move in groups. It doesn't seem to be a particular dance, but it has rhythm. Cubans are born with the talent to dance. Even little kids know how to groove. Another local favorite is beer. But there's something you need to buy to drink beer. You have to have this bottle, which costs 1 peso. They need this bottle to buy beer. If you bring your own bottle or mug, you can buy beer at 1/4 of the cost of bottled or canned beer. It tastes more like water than Korean beer, but it only costs about 35 cents. This isn't cheap, considering a month's pay is about $20. But drinking beer goes hand in hand with dancing in the heat. This couple brought their own nickel mug. They don't have to buy a bottle, and they can get closer by sharing their beer. The show must go on. A dance parade is held at night. They do this for special holidays or carnivals. These people represent different areas. Onlookers dance to the music, excited.
Exactamente no tengo el cálculo de idea de las personas, pero si se dan cuenta, participa todo el pueblo porque una parte se encuentra trabajando.
These people are from 14 areas in Havana. There are quite a few professional dancers among them. These dancers on the floats are professional. Their performance exudes Cuban passion. They can dance passionately because they've got exciting music. At the end of the parade, a band performed music. Cuban music mainly consists of percussion instruments. Music is a part of life here, and all the restaurants have bands. Music is something you can't avoid in Cuba. It's always on the streets, and people are always dancing. Music is so common that about 20% of the Cuban population is made up of musicians. You can hear all genres of Cuban music on the streets. Some have performed it all their lives.
¿Qué tiempo lleva usted tocando instrumento?
Yo, 60 años. Que ya no se toca. Hay música cubana en el mundo entero, pero es una nueva trova. Nosotros tocamos la trova vieja, de los años 20 hacia el 50.
The Buena Vista Social Club was a movie about such musicians, and it was nominated for an Academy Award. The movie was based on a real person, and the world took another look at Cuban music. The leading characters are still performing music. One of them is Pio Leyva. We went to see him sing on stage. This is the hotel where they are performing. Many have come to see them. It has been 6 or 7 years since the movie was made, but they look healthy in the posters. Most of the members still go on tours around the world. Before the show, Pio Leyva came to say hello to foreign tourists and took pictures with them. He's like a merry grandfather when he's not on stage.
When I arrived at the hotel and saw that they were here and I had the chance to see them here, I was very happy.
In the 1950s, before the revolution, the Buena Vista Social Club was the most popular club in Cuba. They wandered after the revolution, but they're back now. Time passed, and in July 2003, the team's leader, Compe Segundo, passed away, but the passion still remains. Their music doesn't stop on stage. It moves people. It's a combination of African music born from sorrow, of local music, and of Spanish music. The result is the sound of freedom. One that transforms sorrow into joy.
We came here to Cuba to hear the music. It's the most important thing for us to come here. It's the music.
We went to Cathedral Street to experience other types of music. This was a central area during colonial times, and many artists still live here. A lot of artists can draw caricatures in less than 30 seconds. Isn't the resemblance striking? The street is also full of performance artists. Shall we listen to some Cuban music? A Cuban musician named Perez Prado created the mambo. The mambo adds modern American jazz techniques to Cuban rhythms. It has nice fast beats. Son is the origin of Cuban music. The rumba was based on son. Son was popular from World War I to the 1950s. The bolero has a unique 3/4 beat and emphasizes singing more than rhythm. It is used often for love serenades. music sweetens people and their lives. Where does this power come from? The Center for Research and Development of Cuban Music. Here, you can learn about Cuban music and dancing. This is a structured way of passing on music. Cuban history is filled with challenging times, which explains the variety of genres. Cuban music is an expression of African sentiments and history, of oppressed natives and of Spanish people who left their homes. It flows in their blood. This boy has never been here before, but when he hears music, he dances instinctively.
Realmente yo creo que se identifica el cubano con la música y con el baile a nivel del mundo. Aunque hay cubanos que dicen que no es obligatorio saber bailar, pero creo que es muy difícil encontrarse.
Music can be heard on the streets. It doesn't matter if nobody listens and they can't make money. Cuban music is a gift to the world. Rhythms beat in the air and the music wafts like the smoke of a cigar. Music is an essential part of life in Cuba. It is a product sometimes created from sorrow, as is dance. Is it any wonder that the locals are happy because they have their music? It is as vibrant as the Cuban spirit.